And now it's time for the ridiculous.
What kinds of things make people piss?
And how many suitors exactly has she dismissed?
Siri, what are some locations for a lover's tryst?
Oh, darling, surely there must be a list.
A list?
A list?
A list?
A list?
You're telling me it's all here on this bleeding list? That's preposterous and ludicrous.
Well, actually, it's all quite
Ridiculous, ridiculous, ridiculous.
Welcome to The Ridiculous. I'm Sally Brooks.
And I'm Jen O'Neill, and we're back with more fun lists for you this week. Sorry for the delay. So a podcast episode came out last week, but then before that we took 2 weeks off, right?
We did take 2 weeks off.
We did get
I was
some
so
angry
confused.
messages. Yeah.
Did we get angry messages?
From Dustin Harder, we sure as hell did.
I mean, if every fan was as rabid as Dustin Harder,
Yeah.
we would be some famous gals.
He was like, are you guys okay? And I was like, we're just taking a little break. He's like, see, what I do on my podcast when I take a break is I notify all of my listeners and let them know when I'm taking a break so they're not anxiously awaiting for a new episode. Well, Dustin, not all of us are as put together as you. All
also,
right?
we didn't plan it. It just happened.
Yeah.
We didn't plan it. The first week I was like, I can't do it. And then the next week I was like, I still can't do it. And then Jen was like, fine. It's fine.
That's okay.
It's fine. You're fine.
Sorry, guys. We're back. I'm just
All
saying.
right. Should we just get to them?
Yeah, let's do it.
So, Jen, you know how like you're weird?
And that's it.
Yeah.
That's all. I'm weird. I thought you were going to say your weird dog does a thing, or your weird hair that always flips up. Oh, I'm just weird. Okay, sure. Yeah, I am.
Like, but
I'll
also
own it.
like I'm weird. Like everybody's kind of weird. Everybody's got like some weird things. I love
I'll
when
take
like
it.
you find out people's just like, it's like their inner weirdness.
Mhm.
Like, let's just say you and I maybe met for Zumba class this week.
Yeah.
And
So
Jen walks in with a giant water jug and she's now a gym bro. She's got a gym bro. She's got like she's drinking gallons of water a day. And I was
I'm doing the gallon of water a day challenge. I have
you
to
keep
tell
saying that as if it's like a thing everybody knows.
It is a thing. I saw it online, so I started doing it. It's called the Gallon Water a Day Challenge, and and I like it. I'm gonna keep going with it. Look at you hydrating.
Yes, you inspired me.
Oh, good.
I ran after that class. I ran right out, and because we were discussing that we drink more water when we have a straw. And I was like, I think that's my problem. So I was like, obviously the solution to this is to buy something because there's no way that I have something already at home with a straw. So I went and I got this water bottle that happens to look exactly like the water bottle on the cover of my book. And then I put stickers that I got that have my book cover on it. So I'm just like a real...
What's that Leonardo DiCaprio movie that's...
Inception.
Inception. It's a real inception of a water bottle right there.
It's a real megalomaniac asshole of a water bottle, but you know what? I'm enjoying it.
No, I love it. Stay hydrated.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really like, I like hearing people's weird things. I recommended this podcast to you, and I think you liked it too. Normal Gossip.
Yes, I loved it. I loved it.
So great.
I totally forgot about it. I need to get back into it, but I really loved it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like people telling their like no stakes gossip. It's all about strangers. There's nothing like salacious happening. It's all just like kind of the things you would hear about, like, oh, my best friend's sister's cousin did this crazy thing at a wedding, and like you don't have an attachment to these people, so you can just enjoy it. Like there's no emotion attached, and it's so great.
It is great.
So I found this list on BuzzFeed that I thought would be very funny because it's people are sharing the weirdest thing they have ever done that they would only ever tell anyone else anonymously.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
This is fun. I love that.
I mean, I feel like as comics, we don't understand that because as soon as we do something weird, we immediately either tell it on stage or just talk about it on the
We
podcast.
embrace
or-
it, yeah,
yeah, we're just
for
like,
real.
oh my God, I'm going to tell everybody. This will be so funny.
Mhm.
Okay, so number one is I stole over 1,000 wafers from church because I really liked the communion wafers and didn't know where else to get them. I felt really blessed and cursed for a long time.
You need to tell Jesus about that one.
Yeah.
I wouldn't post that anonymously. I would go straight to the Lord and ask for forgiveness.
Talk to the man
Wow.
upstairs. Don't be telling
That's
us.
wild. I'm sure if you just asked Jesus for the body of himself,
He will provide.
he would just give it to you. That's his thing. He loves that. He loves that.
He loves people. Yum, 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 yum. Eat me up. Okay. This one really makes me laugh. And I actually am like, ooh, this might be fun. Once I got off the subway in New York City and I was super early for an appointment. So I picked a random guy and just followed him on foot for like 30 minutes, pretending I was a private detective or something. Always kept about a half a block behind. He turned this way and that and eventually went into a building I lived in 9 years earlier. It was weird and so was I.
That is weird.
It's so weird. And
yeah.
it's so like, I'm assuming this is a woman, which makes it funny. Like it just is like,
It's just funny if like that person was caught and then trying to explain like, no, I'm just like early for an appointment. I just thought I'd
just
follow you and
bored."
pretend to be a detective.
I used to always make the joke to Ben, like whenever, so when we lived in Hungary, one of the like, for some reason, like teenagers in Hungary are like love to make out in public. And that is like every park bench, we'd be like, holy shit, just going at it. And I'd always be like, a couple detectives, like they're just police, like they're there, you know, like the you know, like in movies, always like when the suspect turns around, they're like, oh, we got to kiss and pretend like we're
Right. Oh,
so
yeah.
I'd be like,
yeah.
oh, just a couple detectives.
That's funny. I love that.
Okay, this person says, I smell my headphones after wearing them.
I clean my headphones obsessively
Do you?
because
like your
I've got a lot
AirPods.
of I get
Okay.
a lot of earwax in there. I'm gonna be honest, it's pretty gross. So I'm like constantly like cleaning out the
Yeah.
earwax in my earbuds. It's gross,
Yeah, I
but
would
oddly
too.
satisfying.
Oh
You
my
know?
God. Can I say like one time, if you don't like this kind of talk, just go ahead and skip forward 30 seconds. One time when Max was little, he had an ear infection and we went to the doctor and the doctor was like, whoa, there is like a huge blockage. And so the doctor like stuck something in there and pulled out this giant piece of earwax. And it was like the most satisfying thing I've ever
Oh,
seen.
yeah.
Like I was like, oh my God, I want somebody to pull that out of my ear. And he instantly felt better, but it was amazing. And I always
Yeah.
think about that. I'm like, oh,
My friend Anna thought she was losing her hearing for a long time and like went and got her ears checked, and it turns out she just had like a ton of buildup and they sucked it right out. And then she was like, oh my God, I've been listening on 7
yeah.
for years.
Yeah.
But it's like I should have been on 10. It's crazy. Yeah.
I should have been on 10,
Should have been
Anna.
on 10. Like, have you ever had your ear pop and then you're like, whoa, that's what life is supposed to be like? You know?
Yes.
Like I keep meaning to. I feel like I need to go get my ears checked. I feel like yeah, there's something in there.
You just went. No, the first time I went to Scotland, I was like a 19 or something, and I flew and I had a cold, and so my ears got stuffed up while I was flying. And then for like the first week we were there, I couldn't hear shit because my ears were stopped up, and it was just so miserable because I'm like, you know, I'm in this foreign country, we're traveling around. Also, like this was before cell phones, so we were just like constantly fucking lost, and you know, there was like it was just like a whole kind of a disaster. But I remember when my ear finally popped, like somebody made me do like one of those steam baths, and it was just like the most amazing thing that had ever happened to me. I was like, oh my God, I can hear. And it's just like, because you feel
It's
like
a
you're
miracle.
in underwater.
Yeah.
And then it cleared up. I was
Yeah.
on 10, man.
Get on 10.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, here we go. Here's another communion one. Okay, so this one says chugged altar wine ate communion host, and then wheelied my BMX bike off the altar and down the aisle of my church. There were 3 of us doing this.
Wow.
I mean, as a teenager, yeah,
You
if
just
nobody's
gotta rebel.
around,
Yeah,
that seems like fun.
I get it. Listen, way worse things have been done.
I know. That's I'm like, if that's
in
the worst thing you're
churches.
doing, right? Like, all right.
Yeah.
This one says, I use dilapidatory cream on my balls. Worst pain ever. Which I
Oh,
think that's
God.
like Nair, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh. I had a bad Nair experience right before a vacation.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then I had to be like, just a heads up.
like a down,
Totally red down. Yeah, like
a down there.
A down there situation. And then it was completely like, it was like I had to put like cooling pads. It was bad. But like a coworker was like, "Oh yeah, I use Nair all the time. It's so easy. It's the best thing to do. Like it's so easy. It's so much better than waxing." And I was like, "Okay, I'll give it a try." The night before I went on vacation, and then it was bad. It was really bad, and I'll never do it again.
I used
Never.
Nair, like my friend's mom's Nair, when I was maybe like 14, and we like snuck into her mom's bathroom and we did it, and then
Did it burn your face off?
Not our faces, our legs.
Oh, okay. Well, no, some people use Nair on their like mustache or something. But
Yeah,
did it
yeah,
burn your legs off?
Yes, and so I
Yeah.
would never use it again. It was
It's
so
chemical
painful.
burns.
And it didn't really work that well. I was like, well, this is fucking
Yeah.
stupid.
Don't use it, guys.
I did one time, I remember coming into my freshman year, roommate like walking in on her bleaching her mustache, and I'd never seen that before because like I just have like very fair like light hair and like fine hair, and like I was just like, what the fuck are you doing? Like I heard of it, never seen it, never.
Yeah.
She was like, I'm bleaching my mustache. I was like, what?
Yeah, it's I don't bleach. I don't luckily I don't have to bleach my mustache, but I have, waxed for sure.
Yeah, but I think that was like,
the-
it was also the 90s, so there weren't as
Yeah.
many options for women. I once attended a silent disco event at a park, but I didn't have any headphones, so I just danced along with everyone to the silent beats, pretending to hear the music. It was bizarre to dance in silence, and I couldn't tell anyone because they'd think I was weird.
You could also just leave.
That's
You're
just somebody who's like,
"Shoot, I forgot my headphones."
somebody was
Wow.
like, just wanted to be part. They wanted to be a part of
Aw.
it.
That's so
have you ever
funny.
done one? Have you ever done a silent disco?
No, my sister told me about one and like sent me a link, and she was like, it's really fun. And then like it was like the picture was a bunch of people in a church during the day, and I was like, no, thank you. I'd rather just go dancing at a shitty bar. But I have you?
We went, so not like on purpose, but
Uh-huh.
when I went out to Colorado for my friend Erin's birthday last summer, we were supposed to go roller skating, but then we just took too long getting drinks, and like so the roller skate rink closed. And then these girls were like sitting at this bar. There were like 4 or 5 of us, and we're sitting at this bar, and then these like girls in their 20s all like parade in. They're wearing pink cowboy hats, like totally decked out in pink. And we were like, where are you guys going? And they were like, oh, we're going to a silent disco. You guys should come. And we were like, okay, we'll totally come. And so we went, and it was a Barbie themed silent disco. And it was like total like electronic music, and it was great. We had so much fun. It was like you're in your own little world. We were having a great time just because we're
Oh,
like, whatever,
good.
fuck, we're like, we'll dance, we'll be stupid, we don't give a shit. And then, but at one point, Erin went up to the DJ, who was like this teeny tiny little girl in like a crop top and like tiny little shorts, dressed like Barbie, and she was like, had one headphone on doing like one of these, and Erin was like, hey, like, can you play, would you play something? So like she wanted, of course, to play like some 90s hip hop, and the girl looked at her and she was like, I'm not that kind of DJ.
I'm a silent one.
And Erin was like, the fuck does that mean? And so
Yeah.
then I made her a shirt that said, "I'm not that kind of DJ."
That's awesome. I love that.
Because she's like notorious at, I mean, anytime we go out, any wedding, she will commandeer the DJ and be like, "Listen, this is what you need to play if you want to get this party started." And she's always right. She's always right.
She knows what the people want.
She knows what the people want. But yeah, silent disco is fun if you're like in the right mindset. If you're just like with friends who are like, it's like going to Johnny's or like going like 90s night dancing, where it's like, if you're with a group of friends who are all like, yeah, we're gonna be stupid and have a good time together, then you'll have a great time.
Exactly.
Okay. I'll just do a couple more. Was drunk at an escape room with coworkers. It was an extreme one where you're handcuffed the entire time. I decided in my drunken state that it would be badass to dislocate my thumb and slip off the cuffs like the movies. It wasn't. We got kicked out. My coworkers were weirded out and I had to go to the hospital. I quit a few weeks later. White collar wasn't for me.
Oh my God.
I can 100% see like this guy in his drunken state being like, this will be so fun. I'm going to be like, I'm going to be like Van Damme. I'm going to be like
That is
Jason
crazy.
Statham. Everybody's going to think this is the coolest thing ever. And then he does it and everybody's like, fucking, you're weird, dude.
You got us kicked out of an escape room. Oh my God. Ugh. God.
All right. Okay. When I was in middle school, I covered myself with chocolate pudding and Kraft Singles American and would run out in front of incoming traffic on my street pretending to be a monster.
That's weird, dude. That's beyond a weird little quirk. Like you've got serious problems.
I'm sorry that Jen, insinuated that you were weird like these people. Because
I'm not weird like that.
Because you have water. I know. I'm saying I take it back.
I'm just trying to drink water more. Okay?
All throughout middle school, there was someone who tucked unwrapped Hostess devil dogs into the toilet paper dispensers in the bathroom so that when you pulled out some toilet paper, the devil dog would fall out into your hand.
That's funny.
We had to have an assembly about it. That person was me.
That's actually funny. I love that.
Yeah, that's pretty great.
That was a good list.
Thanks, ma'am.
I like it. So my list this week is from BuzzFeed, of course, by Hannah Dobrogos, compiled by her. Hi, Hannah. And it's this one was was a fun one for me because, again, now that I'm back in the dating world, things can get kind of weird sometimes out there.
Yeah.
In that life. And this list is called Women Reveal the Worst Things Men Have Ever Said to Them While on a Date, and I'm About to Start Breathing Fire is the name of the article. So
I'm ready to get fired up for this one.
Yeah, some of them are really bad. And then I'll tell you some of the dumb things that people have said to me over the last few years.
Oh, okay. I love this.
This one says, this by Red Flower 68 said, I told him I couldn't go out because I felt sick and had a sore throat. Mind you, we had gone on 0 dates and were just talking. Mm-hmm. He responded that maybe a teaspoon of his good seed would cure whatever was ailing me. Disgusting.
No. It's like, oh, you don't want to ever go on a date with me. Like, is that your way of being like, I don't want to go on this date? Yeah. Or is that just how some guys are like, if I do this enough times, somebody's going to be like, yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's wild. I mean, I always think that about cars when guys are like, pull over. And it's like, do you really think I'm going to pull over and talk to you?
I remember being at the beach with like a bunch of girlfriends and like there'd be like the guys that were doing the like circles, like doing the drag or whatever. And then they would just like yell at you from the car and be like, hey, what are you guys doing tonight? And I'm like, fucking, does that work? Does that work? Like I've never been like, hell yeah, to a guy yelling at me from a car. Like, never.
Yeah. It's got to work like 1 out of 100, you know, probably.
I guess so.
So I guess like they just got to keep trying. This one says, he asked me where I had been the last few weeks. He then mentioned that he'd been walking past my house a few times a week and checked for my car out front, but he noticed it was gone a lot. This, plus a few other creepy things he said, made me afraid to be at home. I definitely considered moving.
No, I mean, that's enough. That's plenty. Like,
Yeah.
whatever other, like, no, you shouldn't
No.
have gotten to that point. Not that
That's
it's your fault.
wild.
I'm just saying, like, that's fucking stalker.
Person said, he grabbed my arm, led me away mid-convo with his friends, and said, "You talk too much." While not inaccurate in this situation, I was just chatting and laughing with folks he introduced me to. I used the momentum from him pulling me to go straight to my car. I never spoke to him again. I guess I'm not so chatty now, am I? Yeah, fuck that.
Oh,
Fuck that
God.
guy. So I'll give you one of mine.
Yeah.
A guy said to me that we hadn't even been on a date yet. We had just been talking. And then he said something along the lines of like, he's like, "So you live in this neighborhood?" But something at the time, me and my ex-husband were nesting, which was where we would like, we're renting an apartment, taking turns staying at it, but we still had our house.
Yeah.
He's like, "So you own a house in this neighborhood, but then you rent an apartment in this neighborhood?" And he's like, "That seems expensive." And I was like, "Yeah, but it's what we're doing." And he was like, "I got to be honest with you. I just want to make sure that I'm not dating a girl that spends beyond her means." And I was like, "Bitch, you don't know what my means are." I was like, first of all, would you ask a man that? Would you ask a man
Yeah.
how he can afford his lifestyle? It's like, you don't know what my means are. And I don't need to, like, I don't even know you. I don't need to justify anything to you. And then I said that. I think I said like, "Listen, I'm really not interested in, moving forward with someone that needs me to explain my finances to them. I'm just not interested." He's like, "Did I fuck up?" And I was like, "Yes."
Yeah.
And then we never went out. And then I had another guy that we were totally vibing, talking, and then he was like, he made a comment and he said, "You're not planning on getting fat when you get older, are you?"
Fuck off.
And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Come on, you're a comedian. You could take a joke." I was like, "That's not a joke and it's not funny."
Yeah.
I was like, "That's a weird thing to say." He's like, "It's a funny thing to say." I was like, "It's a weird thing to say." So there was that guy.
You're like, I'm
Just
a
so
professional,
many
and I can
dumb
say
idiots.
professionally.
Professionally,
Not
that's
funny.
not funny. Yeah.
Go say that on stage and see how it
Stupid.
does.
Yeah.
Tweet that out. Let's see how that does.
I have to say though, I'm so grateful when all the weird stuff comes out before I meet the person, because that saves me so much time,
It's so wild to me that people are just like out there saying these crazy things before they're not even on their best behavior.
I know. It's almost like it feels like they're trying to see how much they could get away with.
Yeah,
Like
it does.
how big of a pushover are you?
Mm.
How much and some guys just want to talk to you and they really don't ever plan to meet anybody out.
Yeah.
Period. Ever. So
Do
they're
you think
just
those
like
guys have girlfriends or wives?
probably.
Yeah.
Anybody on an app that doesn't use an actual name, like there's like names like people will be like Big Daddy is their name, or like it'll just say like Lover 212 or whatever, Exceptional as their name, and it's like no. If you don't even have your name out there, like you're not really this.
No.
There's no way I'm going to take that seriously. Yeah, so it's crazy. This person said he gets his sister. Oh, sorry. Let me re-say that because I was saying it wrong. He said his sister gets jealous of the women he dates because, quote, "they're always prettier than her." That one statement left me with so many questions that I most certainly didn't want to have answered. Goodbye. That's weird. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Over dinner.
That's some flowers in the attic kind of shit.
Yeah, that's weird. This person said, over dinner, he looked at me and said, "You would be a knockout if you were to lose 30 pounds or so." And then said, "Sadly, I continued to date him and then I grew up." Oh, girl, we've all been there to where we were like, why did I keep dating you? But,
yeah.
And so, yeah, but we, so I'm glad that girl grew up and got rid of
no
him.
kidding. Yeah.
Yeah. This one says, this was our first date, and it came after texting and talking about how he wants a relationship, not just to fool around. 10 minutes after we sat down to dinner, he said, I can't wait to see what's under that dress when we get back. I told him I wasn't ready. I wanted to know him a bit and work toward a relationship like he had wanted. He
Mhm.
looked disappointed and left. He literally got up and walked out, leaving me at the restaurant with our 2 meals on the way and the bill. I finished his drink and mine, then paid for an Uber back to my house 40 minutes away. He then pulled the same crap, same lines and everything with my coworker.
Yeah. I mean, that
Ew.
is I have to like imagine that some of these guys are just like this is their MO. Like
Yeah.
you're right. Like they're just seeing how much they can get away with. That you're
Yeah.
exactly right. Yeah.
This guy said, you don't look like your pics, but I can help you a lot with that. And then said, just what the fuck. Also, he said, you remind me a lot of my ex. He then talked about and simped over her for an obnoxious amount of time. Finally, he said, have you ever thought about being an escort? What the fuck? Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah, yeah. Do you find guys doing the like I'm gonna insult you to make you like think I'm
Yeah, people think because I'm a comedian that the negs or
Yeah.
or like the jokes, or sometimes I think they're just angry that I'm a comedian because a lot of men secretly want to be comedians. And so
Right.
they insult you and they put you down and then they tell you, "Oh, you can't take a joke." Like that's
Mhm.
happened. Let's see. This one says, I went on a date. I went on a first and only date with this guy a few years ago. It was going great until he poked my belly and giggled. I was so pissed that I left and stuck him with the check. Yeah, I wouldn't like that either. This one said, during dinner on our first date, he informed me that he could never really date me because my thighs touched. I grabbed my purse and left. I did cry on the way home, though. Aw, you shouldn't cry when someone's such a blatant idiot.
I know, but that's one of those
Oh.
things where it's like, you're so mad you cry. I always hate that. That's my reaction. Like when I get so angry and frustrated
Yeah,
with
that's
someone, I will
true.
cry, which makes me I hate that about
More
like it's
mad?
like yes, because I'm like, I know I'm angry. I am not like and I hate that is my reaction because I'm like, I feel like that takes some of the like power away. Like,
Yeah. No, I know.
I am not weak. I'm just my
I cry
body
when
is
I'm mad
overwhelmed.
too.
Yeah.
This one says, I went on a first date with a guy who said, you got a tight little ass. And then question mark. He wanted to spin me around so he could see. That was my first date at 20 years old. I'm now 26 and haven't been on another date. I couldn't be happier. Aw. They're not all that bad.
No.
This
But
one said,
probably safer. Just go have fun.
yeah. This one says, I went out with a guy who said I pee too much. I have interstitial cystitis, so I legitimately have to pee multiple times an hour on occasion. It really pissed him off, apparently. What a guy.
That you pee too much?
This one's terrible. This one says, I told him I had been assaulted once, and he said, I can see why you're very attractive. That is alarming.
That's yeah.
Jesus. Jeez. Okay. This one says, a guy told them, you'd be pretty if you got a nose job and fixed your acne. This is from a man like 5 leagues below me. Insecurity makes people a-holes. Well, that's for sure. Sally and I once got called 4s and 5s by a guy that had no teeth.
No teeth.
Don't think we'll ever forget that. And we'll bring it up whenever we get the chance. This one says, it wasn't something he said, but at the restaurant, he lightly slapped me in the face with a flour tortilla. I don't know if he was trying to be cute or funny or something, but I laughed it off awkwardly. That there was not a second date though.
Like what would prompt that? Like I'm like trying to think of a scenario where that would be like funny or cute or sex. Like
I don't know what I would do if a man slapped me with a tortilla in the face. I don't know what I do. I think I would like leave my body. You know what I
Right?
mean? I think I would just like shut down and like hover over my body and finish the date. And then
I this is like 100% different, but I remember just one time coming out, like I used to work at this courthouse in Cincinnati, and I was like coming back to lunch, and there was like a guy standing on the courthouse steps, and he was in a business suit, so he's probably a lawyer, and then another man who like looked like definitely less dressed, like he looked like a little rough, and the guy who looked rough had like a fistful of dollar bills, and he was smacking the guy in the suit across the face with the dollar bills. That's all I got. I'm like, it is stuck with me for like 15 years. I'm like,
Just
what
like the
was that?
filth of the money on the mouth.
And why?
Like,
What was it about? Like,
wow.
what was it? Why was he doing it? Where did he get the money? Like, what did the guy like it? Like, was this some kind of fetish? Like, I have no idea. So many questions.
Oh my God. That's great. This one's funny. This is so strange. This one says, it was a first date and he could not stop talking about my Pixar mom butt, my dump truck ass. And she said, yes, I do have a large waist to bum ratio. I will happily joke about it, but it felt wildly inappropriate for him to go on and on about it during our first meeting. Have you ever heard that? Pixar mom butt?
No, but that's funny because
That is
like,
funny. Yeah.
that's yeah, spot on.
That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need like a man, good or bad, like whether he thinks it's a compliment or an insult, like commenting on my body on a first date or really a second date or really anytime unless I invite it. Like,
oh, this one says, this is funny because this reminds me of another thing that somebody said. Okay, so this one says, he said I laugh like a pig. Just a pig laugh. But the reason this makes me laugh was because years ago, I went out with someone and he was, I believe, Argentinian. And so he had an accent.
Mhm.
And it was a nice date. He was a super nice guy. Like
Mhm.
we had a lot to talk about. And he was like, how do you find online dating and Bumble and all this stuff? I was like, it's fine. It's like, there's good, there's bad or whatever. And I was like, how do you find it? And he was like, well, it's like the same fat pigs. And I heard fat pigs. It's the same fat pigs.
Yeah.
What he said was, it's the same 5 pics. Like the same girls are posting the same. And I was like,
what?
Oh my God. And so I started and then when we realized that like what I thought he said and what he actually said, it became like a total joke. But then like it became a thing where then he would text me and be like, hey, fat pig.
Yeah.
And like I honestly, like, I thought it was funny. I thought it was funny, and I was like, I this is so weird that I'm laughing at a guy calling me a fat pig. But then like 2 days later, which I will say this was one of the most respectable ways that anybody has ever like stopped seeing me or let me down or whatever.
Yeah.
But he was like, hey, he sent me a text message and was like, hey, I think you're cool. You're funny. You're awesome. He said a real fat pig in my book. But I'm a couple dates in more with another person. I kind of want to see where that goes.
Yeah.
And I was like, absolutely. Like, thank you.
And now they're married?
I don't know if they're married. I don't know, but I'll always like be cool with him. Like we're Instagram friends, and I'm like, thank you. That was the coolest thing to do. I'm not hurt at all. Like,
no,
I want you to go date who you're more. I'm just so grateful that you were cool enough to just tell me the truth and say something to me rather than just ghosting or like leading me on. And so like, I think people like get the impression that like people can't handle rejection or she's gonna be mad at me, and it's like, no, I'm gonna be so much more like, hard on you, or my perception of you will be different if you just don't have the balls to just have like if you don't think you owe me like a sentence in a text message.
That's what I was gonna say. It's not even
yourself.
like you're asking for a like a face-to-face conversation or a phone call, even just like an honest text message, and then be like, and now we're done.
Yeah.
Great.
And now if I see that guy out, I will be like, hey, what's up, fat pig?
Yeah. It'll be like, this is my wife.
Hey. But that's the way to do it, guys.
Yes.
And girls. Both ways,
I do think
guys.
that like
everyone.
like men have been fed this lie that women are like only looking for something serious and
Yeah.
can't handle rejection and will like cling on to anything. And it's like, no, everybody just wants honesty.
Yeah. Above
The reason,
all,
yeah,
I
the
just
reason
want
why
honesty.
people are probably react that way is because you told them lies and told them you did want a relationship and you did want this. It's like, no, don't tell me what you think I want to hear. Tell me the truth.
Exactly. That's all, like, because the in between and the gray and the hints and the
Yeah.
like read between them, like that, it fucks with a person's head. It's not a fun
Yeah.
place to be. I just want clarity and sincerity at all times. And
Yes.
if like if you can't give that, then like you're just not the one, you know?
Yeah.
So anyways, oh man, this one says, I went on a date with a guy not of the same ethnicity as myself, and he disclosed to me, I would never have a child out of my race. I don't believe in mixed children. I never asked or inquired. This was our first date, and he knew my ethnicity beforehand. What the hell?
Yeah, that's an instant like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm leaving now. I'm leaving now. You're racist. Oh, Jesus.
And then this person said, I don't need your phone number and don't order a pricey meal because we are going Dutch. I'm not hungry and we'll just have coffee and then I'm out of here, is what the guy said to her. It's like, go now.
Why
go
are you
now
here?
then. What the hell is wrong with you?
Why are you here?
Okay, I'll do the one last one. It says,
Okay.
and you are so nice, like really great. I'm only saying this in case you don't know, in hopes that it will help you. You are fat. I really like you, but you would have to lose a lot of weight for me to get involved. I don't want to be friends either because I would have to look at you. That is a disgust. That's a troll just who hates women. That's just saying terrible things to women. And those guys are out there too.
Yes. Here's the thing
Yeah.
is that there are men like that who will be so shitty to women who are fat and women who are not like a perfect whatever. They'll be that shitty to women who are like a size 6, right? But like the thing is, there are so many men who like women who are like plus sized. Like
Yeah.
you ask any plus size woman, she doesn't have any problem fucking. So like don't act like you're doing me a fucking favor or
Yeah.
that like, you know, there is any like issue. Like that's a you issue, not a like I have to lose weight issue to like be presentable to be your friend or you're a person with you. Like what, you know, you're just like a shallow motherfucker. Like there are plenty of men out there who that is like what they are into.
Yes. I mean, like these are the guys that are, have you ever watched this show, Shrill on Hulu?
Yes.
Yeah. It like, that there was on this, I think it was the first season, there was like the internet troll that was just saying
Yeah.
horrible things to Aidy Bryant's character. And then she confronted him and then he like wanted a friendship with her.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, dude, what? And it's like, there are just guys that are just like, they're so insecure that they feel like they need to tear women down just to
Mhm.
feel like they have any sense of power.
Yeah.
You know?
And they're like ideas that like
hashtag not all guys. There are some
No.
really, really good ones out there.
no, but they're just that idea that like the only acceptable, like the only value in a woman is like that she is desirable to a man. Like that is
Right.
just fuck that.
Yeah, fuck that.
Fuck that and fuck you.
Yeah.
Not you, Jen.
So that's
That
no.
dude.
Oh, fuck all those guys.
Yeah, fuck all those guys.
'Cause I'm a real fat pig.
You a fat pig.
All right. Should we get to our top 5 this week?
Oh yeah, let's do it. I'm excited about this one.
Lists of Fury! Yes!
All right. So this week, for our top 5, it's a list of fury. And we're naming our top 5 worst fashion mistakes.
Okay, my number 5 is that when I was in 8th grade, I used to wear a bolo tie. I used to wear a bolo tie.
Oh, no, that's cool.
No.
I had a bolo tie situation at one point. I think when I was like 12, I remember wearing like it was out. It came with the whole set. It was like a vest and the pants, and then the
Yeah.
turtleneck underneath it, and the bolo tie. It came like
A bow tie.
Yeah,
I mean, a
that's
big
cool.
jacket, a big like men's jacket, and like a blossom hat. Fucking
oh man! Now I'm thinking of other stuff that's not on my list, like my Stada jacket. That's how we pronounce it in Long Island. We all had to have our own Stada jacket. And my
Was it
Stada
Oakland?
jacket, mine
what?
was a Charlotte Hornets Stada jacket, and I knew nothing about the team or baseball or basketball. I knew nothing about the team or basketball or anything. I just really loved the colors. And so it was like, it was teal and purple and white. And so I was like, yeah, I want a Charlotte Hornets starter jacket.
I love that. Yeah, everybody had a starter jacket. There was a time.
Yeah.
Everybody. What was your number 5? It wasn't starter jackets, was it?
No, it wasn't. This was like, these are outfit mistakes. And I was actually going, I should have put the starter jacket, but I actually put sound bath outfit. The outfit that I wore to the sound bath in a heated room. I didn't know it was heated. We talked about this a couple of episodes ago. I thought it was a regular room. We were going to go out afterwards. So I wore a full on jeans, long sleeve shirt, hoop earrings.
Yep.
And boots. To a heated yoga room.
Everyone else was in bra tops, bralettes, and yoga pants.
Yeah, that was
Except
a
for
mistake.
me, who was also in jeans. Okay, my number 4 is I don't know if this trend was still happening when you were in college, but when I was like my like junior, senior year, the trend for like going out for women was to wear black stretchy pants, black chunky shoes, like loafers, and then a button-down 3/4 length shirt. So like we just basically were like business cash. Like we looked
I remember those.
I had like a purple one, a purple top and a blue top, and everybody had like different colors, and that's what we wore going out.
That's awesome. I love that. I remember those for sure. We all had the black pants going out.
Yeah.
Outfit. Okay, my number 4. This is a very specific outfit choice that I made. It was my first day of school in Georgia, 8th grade, having moved from New York. And so I will say too, in New York, yes, it's always colder in New York, but also school always starts way later in New York. And so in Georgia, it starts in like August and it's hot as fuck. But my mind was thinking like, cool first day of school. Okay, cool first day of school. Outfit.
Right. It's like fall outfit. Your first
It's going to be a flannel shirt with a turtleneck underneath it.
Yeah.
With jeans and cool hiking boots because that was cool the year before when I lived on Long Island.
Did they have red laces? Like the hiking boots with the red laces?
No, they were like the Doc Martens, actually. They were like the brown Doc Martens is what I had. But I wore like jeans and a flannel. It was like green, thick, plaid flannel shirt with a turtleneck. And when I tell you, I sweat my balls off all day long. I just dripping.
Oh, first day of school,
sweat.
new
First
girl.
Day of school. Yeah, no wonder I had no friends.
Your sister was walking by just in like a tiny little dress. Just like
she was in high school being awesome. So no, I was like last year, it was like 8th grade, which was middle school. So yeah, she was in high school being so cute and hot and cool and popular.
And definitely like appropriately dressed.
Right, for sure.
For sure.
She already knew what Gap was. I didn't. I wasn't. I was like, American Eagle flannel? Take one, please.
My Hanes
Sears,
turtleneck?
JCPenney's men's catalog.
You're like circling the catalog. Mom, I need you to order this for the first day of school.
Oh my God.
Get it to me pronto. Put the mail order in.
So awful.
Okay, isn't it funny to think that your mom probably like called up Sears?
No, I remember one time, like for Christmas, I had like a Sears men's catalog and I was like circling like rugby shirts and stuff. My mom being like, do we need to talk about something? I was just like, no, this is what people wear. wear
It's so
Umbros and stuff with socks.
I had those Umbros with like one color one side, one color the other side Umbros.
Oh, yeah.
man. Yeah, that I wore. God.
Oh man.
Oh man, I saw that that wearing like men's boxer shorts are back in style.
Oh really? Oh, I remember that being cool.
Yeah, that's back.
That's what we
It's
wore
back,
to
baby.
sleep in at slumber parties, was always like men's boxers. Yeah.
Mhm,
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay, so my next, this is not an outfit, but this is when I was in college, maybe like my sophomore, junior year, I got the Rachel haircut.
Uh-huh.
And when I tell you like how much I mean, this is like, I think this is a trend of me just like making myself look more like a middle-aged woman than I am. Like it was, I will have to send you this picture. It is so tragic. It's so tragic. It's just, oh, it's so bad. Like that. And then I got it and it like immediately we had to take like the sorority pictures. It was like one where it was like a bubble and then like a flip.
Oh,
So bad, Jen.
well, you'll have to post it.
I will.
Okay, my number 3 is God, there was like a good, I want to say 2-year period where I didn't know how to wear a dress if it wasn't over a pair of flared jeans. Why is that a trend? Why did we do that? Like you couldn't go out to the club without a dress over flared leg jeans.
Why?
But I did. For like 2 years, that was like my body
Yeah.
was just trained to wear that outfit over and over and over and over. Like
You
wearing
were-
a dress with no pants underneath it felt naked.
You were like had the dress on, and you're like, what does this need?
Jeans.
Jeans.
Everybody did it. back
Everybody
then. It
did,
was so
yes.
cool. Yeah. It was like in the early aughts. Yeah. That was
Yeah.
like the cool thing to do.
Oh,
But it just seems
no,
it's
so
so
it's-
bizarre to me now.
It's so weird, and I totally
know.
did it too. Oh my god, that's
I
really
know.
funny. Okay, so this is just a trend that I gave into, and it is, I'm going to call it by the term that we used at the time, which is a tramp stamp.
Okay.
And I've got 2 of them. 3 if you count the
Queen
whole
of the
back.
tramp stamps.
Yeah. I have a dragon tramp stamp, so
I
you
love
know. I really went for it.
My number 2, this again is a particular outfit at a particular time.
Yeah.
This was when I think it was maybe 3rd grade.
Mm-hmm.
And Carla, God, what was Carla's last name? It was something awesome. She was like starting a cool kid club.
Yeah.
And it was like a cool club is what she called it. And she was like, I'm starting a cool club and
Mhm.
you're invited to
Yeah.
join my cool club, but you have to show up to school tomorrow wearing the coolest outfit you've ever worn. And like all of me and my like 5 of my girlfriends, like
Mhm.
I remember it was Justina Squino, Melissa Baravecchio, Carla. It's gonna drive me crazy that I can't remember her last name. But we were like, okay, got it. Assignment, got it. We all have to go home. We got to figure out our coolest fucking outfit because tomorrow we're coming to school and we're all going to be part of this cool club. Nicole Goelli, she was there too. And we and then like the outfit that I chose was unlike any outfit I'd ever worn in my life.
Yeah.
I think there was like a tied up shirt and then like some weird tutu with like leggings underneath it. I think I wore sunglasses. Like I
that's
wore
cool.
like the craziest outfit.
Mhm.
But for some reason I convinced myself that like this was cool. But I remember going to school that day and being like, oh, I didn't get it right. This isn't what everybody else is doing.
It's just, it was like, hot yoga or sound bath all over again.
Yeah, totally. And
Like I
if
really thought about this and then.
I'm pretty sure I didn't get in the cool club
Oh.
because my outfit was like just like a terrible choice. And I remember my mom's face being like, huh. That's a choice. Okay. It's like, Mom, you gotta be in the cool club. Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that. Oh, little baby Jen.
I
Baby
know.
Jen.
I wanted to be cool so bad.
Okay, so my number one tragic fashion choice was for several years in the mid 2000s. I was late 20s, early 30s. I wore a cabbie hat.
A cabbie hat?
Uh-huh.
Okay. There was a time when that was cool.
It was cool. It was. I wore a lot of hats. I had a lot of hats. I really went for it. I wore a lot of hats, but this was one I'll put some pictures of this one, but I remember the day that I was like, I don't think this is cool anymore. I think I've been wearing this a few years too long. Yeah, I was big into the cabbie hat.
I love that.
Early
I wore
comedy
one
years.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, early comedy
That's so
years.
funny.
I was a cabbie hat girl, and regrets, man.
Carla Esposito. I just remembered her name, Carla Esposito.
I mean, I knew it was going to be something Italian, right?
Well, I
to be
think-
like a Carla Esposito.
Yeah.
Was everybody just like, what's O'Neill?
Yeah. Mhm. Well, in my school, you were either like Irish, Italian, or Jewish, and there was nothing else.
Yeah.
And I was considered a little weird because not weird. I mean, I am weird.
Yeah.
But like it
Like
was
I
a
said.
little. I wasn't full blood.
Yeah.
Anything. I was a half.
You were a muggle.
I was a muggle. Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm. Okay, my final terrible outfit choice,
Uh-huh.
which will haunt me for as long as YouTube exists.
I think I know what this is.
I won't be able to get away from it. I thought the video was down, and then some kind of third-party comedy fan reposted it. It's out
Mhm.
there if you Google my name. It's when I did a show called Live at Zanies,
Yeah.
and I really was given not very much notice that I needed, like, that I was invited to be on the show. I had to jump in the car, drive to Nashville. It was a
Mhm.
crazy long day at work. I had to
You were
figure out.
you're like,
kids'
but
situation.
first, let me get
First.
bangs.
Let's do this. I'm going to go in my closet and I'm going to randomly select 4 items I've never once worn. I don't think ever,
Yeah.
let alone together.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to stop on my way to Zanies and I'm going to cut bangs. If self-sabotage is not a thing, like I was so clearly self-sabotaging
Yeah.
myself without even realizing it. You guys, if you feel so inclined and want to Google my name and Live at Zanies, you
Mhm.
can see me in black pants, some kind of weird floral office
Floral.
shirt,
A top you would never. I've
High
never seen you
neck.
wear that.
high neck. I don't even know where it came from. I don't even know how I have this shirt. With like a Paula Poundstone blazer on top
Mhm,
of it.
mhm.
Now I do have a blazer I wear all the
You
time.
were like,
but it was
I'm
not
a lady
that blazer.
comic.
This is a different blazer.
Yeah.
And then fucking bangs.
Bangs.
It's the most weird outfit. Yes. It looked
Yeah.
like I am a lady comic and this is what I wear. I've never
And,
worn
like-
that outfit in my life.
And so, like, I'm a lady, middle-aged,
A
like,
middle-aged-
mom. Like, that
Yes.
is not you at all, like, in everyday life or, like, on stage. Like, but, like, you were like,
I was-
"What
I truly don't know what I was doing. I swear, the panic that struck me when I opened my suitcase when I got to the comedy condo,
yeah.
I was like, "Oh my god, what is this? What are these 4 things?" And like, I have to be there in 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was just like, "Here we go."
You're like,
Here
let
we
me
fucking
zhuzh my
go.
bangs and pop on a lip and let's get out of here. Cut it out.
It was so bad that I was like, could I pull off the like no shirt underneath the blazer? Could I cool this sex it up a little bit? And I was like,
Somehow.
absolutely not. I can't. I gotta wear the stupid floral high neck weird office shirt.
Yeah, it was like you might as well have had like a pussy bow, you know?
Yeah.
You might have. I don't know.
Yeah, that was
shit. Yeah,
I
that's a good
know.
one.
I would have been
That's-
better off if I made like Damon or somebody trade T-shirts with me. Or like I think
Seriously.
Purdue was there, Damon was there, and
Yeah.
and Landry. I should have just been like, "Give me your T-shirt. I'll
Your
give it right
t-shirt, that'd
back."
be cool. oh, shit.
Man.
Yeah.
So that's hey, that's a weird moment that I'm sharing with the world.
Mhm.
That was me being really weird.
Oh,
Enjoy.
enjoy. I do enjoy that. I just enjoy. I remember seeing it and being like, "Wow, that's
Huh.
surprising." It's not what I would have picked for Jen.
It sucks because it's like a TV credit and a TV moment, and like I could be
Yeah.
using this tape to submit to so many things, and
Yeah.
it's a great looking tape. It was a great set. The
Yeah.
audience loved it. It looked super professional, but I just can't. I can't perpetuate that outfit any longer. I can't have it out there. It hurts too
Like-
bad.
They're like, you know what Jen would be perfect for? Corporates.
Right.
Oh man. Okay. Well, we
Yeah.
want to hear about your outfit disasters, the trends that you did that we want to hear about your bad fashion choices. You can get a hold of us on Instagram. We're at The Ridiculous Pod. On TikTok, we're at The Ridiculous Podcast. You could rate and review. You could tell a friend. We would love that.
We would. I just checked. Yeah, there's 2 videos now that are.
Oh, cool. They're multiplying.
Yeah, they're multiplying.
Yes.
It's still out there. Thank you guys so much for listening. We love you so much, and we'll be back next week with more fun lists for you.
Ridiculous, ridiculous, ridic. You.